Hey guys, I had some AP Literature homework this weekend, and so I thought I would show you all how I go about doing that. Keep in mind that every single time I have an AP Lit class, I get different homework every day, so this isn't necessarily what I do every single time because I do get different assignments. But the first thing I do is check my bullet journal spread for the weekend, and this spread has all of the things I need to do for the weekend, including YouTube and all of my schoolwork. And so after I do that, I go ahead and get my workout for Lit. The first thing I do is pull out a couple literary criticisms that I am supposed to read, annotate, and highlight, and have those ready for a future research paper. And I keep this really simple. I just use two highlighters, and these are both Muji twin tip highlighters I talked about in my Muji videos way back, and a black ballpoint pen also from Muji. And I highlight in two categories. First, things that are important or like main points of the article, as well as things that are important for me to reference back to in the future, like I think just like interesting things. And having both of those will really help me be able to utilize this source better when I start writing that essay. And I also just try to comment alongside every time I highlight with some like information on what I was thinking at the time or why I thought it was important. I also read and annotated through two more articles off camera, and after finishing that and checking it off, I went ahead and started annotating the poems that I have to do in preparation for that same research paper assignment. And so I'm showing you guys just two of the poems that I had to annotate. I did a couple more later, but I basically kept my system the same, where I just used three colors, and I used my mild liner highlighters for this. I did one color for tone, one color for themes, and a third color for devices. And devices can mean poetic devices or figurative devices, and those were just the things that my teacher wanted us to focus on in this particular assignment. So I just used that same black pen, and after highlighting through a couple things, I just added some notes along the side. And I really just think it's important to write down as much as you possibly can for an assignment like this, just because I think the more that you have written down, the more information you'll have, and it'll be easier to use these sources later on. So I'm pretty happy with how these turned out, and I'm happy with how the other ones I did turned out as well. Next, I got out my laptop to do some last-minute preparation for a wide Sargasso Sea discussion we are having next class. I just wanted to make sure my notes were in order and that I had all of my citations and page numbers correct. And after doing that, I started reading A Doll's House, which is the next big literature assignment we are having, so I just wanted to get a head start on that. If you haven't seen my video on how I annotate, definitely check that out if you're curious about my system for larger texts. But basically my homework for AP Literature consists of either writing essays, preparing for discussions, and reading and annotating books or other texts like that, but it changes pretty often, and I really do enjoy the class. So if anyone's kind of thinking about taking AP Literature, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you like to read. Be sure to check out my previous video if you enjoyed this one. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also check out my Snapchat, Instagram, and Tumblr accounts. Bye guys!